Um, I went to go see my grandma Thursday, Thursday, for my son's birthday. And I just want to say this, man. It's extremely hard to watch somebody that you love get old and start to go through changes. My grandma always been like, she always been a handful. She always been unique in that matter. But it's things that I noticed about her now that are alarming. You know, we love people we love so much, and we never want to see anything happen. Change is uncomfortable. A lot of times it's unfamiliar. Change can be difficult. But I think my grandma is going through what we call dementia, early stages of dementia. And one thing I've noticed is her attitude, her aggression. And it's sad, man, because again, a lot of times, with family, people that you care about, I hate using the word family, but people that you care about, people that you love and care about and want the best for, when things happen to them or when they go through things, it affects other people as well. And that's something that I don't know, it's been on my mind, like, it's gonna be hard, for my mom, for me, to see her like that, to see her, already forgetting a lot of shit, man, small shit, she's forgetting a lot of shit, and just her attitude, you know what I mean, it's more intense, it's aggressive, but I had to get the fuck out of there, man, because she really got on my nerves. She really did. But I'm trying to, just bear with her. And it's just when you see things for what they are, a lot of people, my family, they like to live in denial, act as if it doesn't exist. I guess that's like something that is a defense mechanism of, making it not seem real. But one person I know ain't ready for it is my mom. And it's like, man, I think about her, man, she already just terrible. You know what I mean? She just terrible with life, dealing with things, how she operate, where she's still at in her life at almost 60. Still living like a 20, 30-year-old, you know what I mean? Having that mentality, drinking about everything, not being able to handle adversity at all. So I can't imagine something like that happening and, how she'll take it. But it just, it's hard. Like I said, my grandma, she was good to me, you know what I mean? Like, and she did what she could, you know what I mean? She stepped up when a lot of people didn't, you know what I mean? And she stepped up when she ain't have to. Her kids was grown. She ain't have to take me in. She ain't have to raise me. She ain't have to, give me a better opportunity at life, you know what I'm saying? Starting with just the neighborhood that I was afforded to live in and, all of that. I still was a nigga at heart, a young nigga. I done seen too much already. I had seen too much too soon, so it was already kind of too late. Even just living with her in middle class and just terrorizing and doing all types of shit that I shouldn't have been doing. She never turned her back on me, man. She always was. She was team brand. Like she was a. But yeah, she was like my big sheep. She was my biggest fan. You know what I mean? So, you know, to see her kind of withering away, man. You know what I mean? Like, and just to see what it looks like. You know what I'm saying? For her at 70, 75, it's hard to watch. You know what I'm saying? It's hard to watch. It's hard to see somebody you love and care about, man, go through a life change, have a disease that you can't get rid of, you know, a condition that you can't get rid of, and to realize that it's gonna come a time where she's gonna forget me. You know what I'm saying? And you know, that's tough. You know what I'm saying? You know, that's tough. Like I said, my son's birthday, went out there, was just trying to spend some time, and had a whole itinerary of shit to do. You know, I had planned, and it was just short-lived because she just was hard to deal with. And I mean, if this is the early stages, I don't even want to fucking imagine. I don't even want to be around the violence and the, you know, the aggression and the disrespect. You know, but one thing I learned about losing good people, man, and people that mean a lot to other people within that unit or within that tribe, it's a domino effect. And so you always compartmentalize, or you always think about what it'll do to you, and how you'll take it, and how you'll be affected by it. And you know, for me, I like to just be realistic. You know, my fam, the people that you know, the people in this unit. Like I said, I'm starting to hate the word family, but the people in this unit, what I notice is they like to live in denial. I guess not accept it, so it seems, or so it feels less real. But for me, I'm trying to do what I need to do now to brace for impact, to cushion the blow. I don't want to be caught off guard. I don't want to be blindsided when things start to happen fast. You know, I want to have things packed. I want to be ready. You know what I'm saying? So I don't have to get ready. But a lot of times when it's people, I've seen this happen with my great grandma. When it's people that mean so much to the tribe, to the unit, means so much to other people outside yourself, it's a domino effect. And sometimes things are never the same. And knowing that and experiencing that and going through that, my family, or you know, my unit hasn't been the same since losing my great grandmom, and this was over 25 years ago. You know, I'm just thinking about, you know, what things will be like once things start to transition. You know what I'm saying? And like my mom, and that's why I tell like people, man, like it's so important to just take care of yourself while you can. You know, fasting, man. You know, getting away from the food, taking the time to realign and rejuvenate yourself, and you know, just give your body and your mind a break as often as possible, because you know, things gonna happen, you know. And somebody like my mom, I try to tell her, because I don't want it to come off on no ignorant shit, like I'm being rude, because you know, so many of us live in that world. We have that mindset, we have that mentality of like, well, that's your mom, or that's your dad or that's your kids, or I don't live in that world, bro. I don't operate. I don't operate inside that world. I operate outside of that world. You know what I'm saying? I live by different terms and conditions. You know, I subscribe to something different. I'm never gonna let anybody sabotage me, or I'm never gonna allow somebody to, you know, I'll say sabotage me just because, or because of a title. That's your mom, man. That's your kids. That's your dad. That's your uncle. That's so the fuck what? You know what I'm saying? Because we all here with a life to live. We all here with choices that we can make, good and bad. And I tell my mom, like, do what you need to do now. At 57, 56, 57, do what you need to do now. Because you're not going to live this life of young, wild, and free and carelessness and then just sabotage me when that time comes that you can't, you know, live carelessly and freely because life is catching up, and the things that you've done over the years is now catching up to you. And you know what I mean? Like, you know, you going through your thing, and you're expecting me to take care of you and put my life on hold and everything else. I done seen it. When my grandmama got sick, I seen it. My uncle almost lost his marriage, madly in love with his wife. He don't hate her, he don't despise her, he ain't one of them niggas that got married and can't stand her and none of that shit or regretted it. He really loved this woman. Like, this was his dream girl. And they tied the knot and they bought a house and they merged their families together. He had pre-existing kids, she had pre-existing kids, and they came together like a fucking power couple, and they did it their way. And when my grandma got sick, and she put such a burden on his life. You know, she put such a hold on him. That family curse I talk about, man. That guilt that they put on you, that other family members are put on you. That's why I hate the term family so much. I hate everything about that shit because it's bullshit. But that curse and everything that came along with that almost fucked his marriage up. You know what I mean? Because he felt obligated, he felt guilty. You know what I'm saying? And everything else that he felt. And so I seen that shit up close, man. And I seen what it did to other people when my grandma got sick. You know what I'm saying? But she had every chance and opportunity to better her situation, and she chose not to. Not that I love her any less, not that any of this is her fault, or not that I'm blaming it on her and saying this is what she deserved. No. But seeing her like that Thursday going into Friday, it was just a lot to process. And it was real for me because I knew, like, oh yeah, this is the beginning of the end. This is the beginning of some different type of shit. But she chose her fate. She made her decisions. And so I be telling my mom, I be telling anybody, just same thing for my kids. I'm going to the moon about my children. But if my kids ain't taking the advice, if they not picking up what I'm putting down, if they just going through life carelessly, 20s, 30s, 40s, and I'm just telling them the same shit over and over and over again, and telling them how to get serious, speaking on past experiences, life experiences that I done had. So the shit that I stepped in, you ain't gotta step in. And you still stepping in the shit. You still going through the same shit that I told you to avoid going. Like, I'm not sabotaging me. I'm not stressing me out. I'm not putting myself through a world of shit. I watch people do it all the time for their kids, for their mom, for their dad, for their grandma, for their niece, for their nephew, like sisters, friends. I'm just not that person no more. I can't be that person for nobody. It is what it is. So I told my mom, like, yo, start getting it together now. Leave that bear alone. leave this alone, leave that alone. You think she listening to that? Fuck no. But eventually, you no longer gonna be able to put that shit on your tab. You're not gonna be able to put that shit on your tab of life or your life tab. You're gonna have to pay for that shit out your pocket. Out your pocket meaning out your health. Nothing comes from nothing. Something has to come from. Nothing comes from nothing. Something got to come from somewhere, bro. You know what I'm saying? Nothing comes from nothing. So all these rain checks and all these IOUs and all of this tab that you used up in life, eventually it's gonna come a time where you gotta pay that shit. You know what I'm saying? So I told my mom, like, and she think I'm being mean or, damn, that's why I wish I had a daughter, because I already know you're not gonna be, and you damn right, and you fucking right. I'm not gonna be dropping this. If I'm at a basketball game, if I'm at this, if I'm at that track meet with my kids, if I'm sitting here and I'm reflecting. I might be fucking working out. I might be meditating. I might be taking some time to myself because my life is hard, or I'm having stress moments, or life been kicking my ass for the last month or two. Whatever I might be going through in my own life. I'm not just jumping up because you sick now, or you got all of these things wrong with you now, and you think that because I'm your son, I'm supposed to drop everything and just come to your beck and no. That's why you have the opportunities to right the wrongs now. Do what you need to do now so you won't be a burden on somebody. Me, myself, I'm doing the shit that I need to do this shit now. I need to replace bad habits with good habits. I need to do this now so I can give myself the longest life expectancy that I possibly can, so I can squeeze as much juice out this shit as I fucking possibly can. I don't want to burden my sons. I don't want to burden my lady. I damn sure don't want nobody to burden me. But seeing my grandma like that and seeing these early stages, and I'm not the only one that's seen it, and people are already diagnosing her with that shit, you know, in their minds or throughout their opinions. But yeah, if it is early stages of dementia, it's like, man, so many things that I'm sure my grandma would have wanted to do differently. Whether it was alcohol, whether it was this, whether it was the food. A lot of times, I can't understand why, especially black people, why we overlook food so much. Why do we blame everything as to be hereditary? Why is everything genetics and DNA and, oh, your grandmom had diabetes, so you know we're running the family? No, nigga, that ain't true. What running the family is the fact that we all eat the same and we all exercise the same. Not at all. We all got the same exercise regimen, which don't consist of shit, and we all eat the same fucking food. We all live the same lifestyle. We drink, we smoke, we do some other shit. We probably do more extreme drugs and more extreme shit. You know what I'm saying? But, yeah, I just seeing her, realizing the journey that she about to have to go through, how her life is going to change drastically. It does make me look at my mom, because I'm like, okay, now you're right behind her. You're seeing this happen. You seen it happen to one of your girlfriends. We went to the funeral together. You said you was going to get your life together. You see this shit happening to your mom, my grandma. I consider her a mom, my damn self. She raised me. You see what's happening. The ball is in your court. You see what I'm saying? Because you're not going to inconvenience me. And you're not going to like the response you get from me. It's going to be a real response. Not to say that you're going to like it, but it's going to be a real response.